I hope you came to see another giant Sailor Moon figure because, boy, I've got another Gakabox, and if you don't follow this channel, I'm Sailor Tortilla, and I review a bunch of Sailor Moon stuff. So I finally got the Gakabox Sailor Mercury. It's the first character outside of our Moon family, being Tuxedo Mask, Chibiusa, Usagi, that Gakabox is made. As you can see, the box is vastly smaller than some of the other figures, and I really appreciate that. But the figure is still just as big as the other one, so interesting. So let's get it open and check it out. It's made out of resin. There's clear resin pieces. It's shiny. It's matte. It's cool. You're gonna love it. And if you're not really familiar with resin figures, they do come in different pieces that you will have to assemble. It's really not that difficult, but if you didn't know, oh yeah, this girl. She's not fragile. She's fine. But yeah, lots of fragile pieces will be part of any very large resin figure, but that's just what it is. Here's an authenticity card. Mine's number 4. I feel super lucky, but also I religiously buy these. Ooh, okay, this is the base and it looks like a UFO. This one's interesting in that it has a lot of weight and density to it. Back of the shoe goes there, front of the shoe goes there. I'll figure out the rest as I go. The bottom of these always have something neat. I wouldn't know what to call this piece that I'm opening up, but it's decorative and it goes on the stand. I figure this part out pretty quickly, but the little round parts, I just like that it's round. I'll also put the ribbon on later because it's not magnetic and ooh! Like I'm doing a magic attack. Let me show you the ways. We got a bow. A pretty bow. Beautiful girl. You can hear it in my voice that I haven't yet figured out where these pieces go. We're gonna revisit this piece in a second. It's very neat. No instructions came with this figure, but honestly, the magnets make it super easy. I love it when they have magnets. I'm getting a thigh workout. I'm getting up, coming over to here. I love the shiny finish. This looks so cool for her eternal form. This largest piece is the body, but I do appreciate that they wrapped her very carefully like a toilet paper mummy. Look at those boots. Look at those stars. They're sharp. She's got undies. Thank God she's got undies. And her cheeks aren't too far out. Oh. This is the shiniest figure I've seen probably ever. It's amazing. The shininess is everything. So many stars. She feels premium. I know that's how her eternal form's supposed to be. The back bow's gonna go here and the ribbons. Really smooth. So, mine only has one issue. A little bit of blue transfer. I'll see if I can remove it. Feels sturdy. All moving together. It's a peg with a stick. There you go. That has no magnet, but this does. There you go. And it's gonna hold the second ribbon too when I find it. Whoa! I just found something really cool. Hold on. I found something I hadn't noticed before. Sailor Mercury herself is inside the water, kind of like on the front of a ship. Look, you see her leg? She's jumping. You can make out her bow, her hair. She herself, it's the spirit Mercury, like in the manga and in Crystal where they have their little guardian spirits. Oh! I love it when they incorporate the lore. I got a 3D printer from her. Oh, okay, so Burrito Mask got a 3D printer, and I've been trying to say, oh, I'm gonna make Sailor Moon's, Sailor Scouts transforming in like monochrome colors, and oh, this is so much better. If I didn't mention it yet, one of my favorite parts about this shiny finish is that it feels really smooth in my hands too. It really just looks like the Cosmos movies. There you go. No magnet. It's just where it attaches and how it attaches. And that's how that... Yeah, that's smart. I kind of just got this because I have the whole collection, but like the more I look at it in person, the more I'm like, oh, there was thought behind this. You know, you have like the V shape of the water, and the way it comes up is really nice. I love this thing in the back. It's just kind of like a shell, or the birth of Venus. That would make sense for Sailor Venus, but it is aquatic theme. Anyway, we need to find your head. So my immediate reaction is, this is extremely, extremely blue, but look at how you can see where the strands are shaped. It's very intentional. It's very blue. The shape of the hair itself is very 90s anime accurate. I just love when your hair is blue and not that weird green. Do you prefer the weird green? I know it's accurate, but... Oh. Ta-da! So here's my favorite part where I get to give you my overall thoughts on this 1/4 scale resin Eternal Sailor Mercury. Let's start off with the water. I mean, look, I really like it. I really like her. I realized very late in my life that I am very much like Sailor Mercury and not so much like the other girls, but her face is beautiful. I mean, this almost looks like a 3D render. Like, I know I filmed this in my house, but when I look at the video, it looks like a 3D render. It's very sharp, and clearly they moved over to another studio that's working with Gakabox, the actual manufacturer, and I feel like the figures are much better than the earlier figures like Chibiusa or Eternal Sailor Moon. By the way, there is a new Eternal Sailor Moon coming out. I think she's going to be as beautiful as this Mercury, but she just feels like she came right out of the Sailor Moon Cosmos movies. I'm very impressed so far, and I've had this about a week before recording this, so I've had a lot of time to stare at her. Now, as you can imagine, collecting these giant Sailor Moon figures is amazing, but it requires a lot of reorganizing. You may have noticed the piles of garbage in the back. They're not garbage, they're collectibles. They're Sailor Moon collectibles. I do really love these big figures because they kind of go all out with all aspects of it. It looks great from the front, it looks great from the side, it looks great from the back. And also, really lucky for me, nothing was broken. I've had so many figures, they always have something, but this one's just really cool. It's got this beautiful pearl base, the water comes right out of it. You can look at it from a low angle. You could put it high on a shelf, you could put it low on a shelf. Clearly it's too big for my current shelf, so she's gonna have to go up top, but I digress. I really like this figure. I do always appreciate when they do a metallic finish with a matte paint finish with what looks like airbrushing colors on her bow. I mean, the shininess on the skirt reminds me of the 90s when we used to wear cosplay outfits with satin skirts. Some people would even opt for latex. Yeah, you know who I'm talking about, those really, really adventurous cosplayers. Anyway, it brings joy to me. It reminds me of the 90s, and it reminds me of the current movie. So all in all, I think this is a 10 out of 10.